Hey everybody, this is Johnny Wu here with MDI. Today we're going to try to show you guys how to balance your Blackmagic, it's not here, cut. Alright, so we're back. Finally I got my Blackmagic Pocket 4K here. I also attached the Cine lens from Meike 25 millimeters. We're going to use this to balance onto a AirCross 2. So this is going to be a walkthrough step by step, and it might be long, so just bear with me a little bit. So before we start, let you know this one we have the full cage. This is a Tilta copycat. It's not actually a Tilta, but it's a copycat from Tilta. Similar design, everything else. It's a full cage. We have a SSD card mount in the back here, on the top, top, and then connecting the USB-C Gen 2 cables all the way to the camera. We're going to use internal Canon batteries just because I couldn't figure out yet how to use a Sony battery to be attached around here to make it work. So we're going to use this setup to attach to the gimbal, and then we'll see how it works, and then show you guys how to balance. First thing first, because the camera is a little bit heavier, what we're going to do is lock down the pan axis and the roll axis for now. We don't need them, so it doesn't move. And then all we have to do is worry about this part, which is the tilt axis. Because we are using the Blackmagic Pocket 4K, we are putting the motor of the tilt axis on the left side of the camera. Traditionally, the camera is supposed to go in the right side, but for the gimbal, but this time, AirCross 2, you can use either this side or the other side. It really doesn't matter. AirCross 2 comes with the L bracket. For this case, in this case, we're going to actually attach it on the side here. But before we do that, we're going to do is attach this part of the gear, which is to be able to use the iFocus M for follow focus. So we're going to attach it first, and then continue from there. So we're back. I'm attaching the Manfrotto with the rail system plate on top of the L bracket that come with it. They both come with the AirCross 2. So this way, then get it very close to the edge of the cage on here. Obviously, I'm using the angled USB-C cable, so it would not interfere too much. So you actually can do the same thing with the HDMI cable if you need to do so. Now, the first thing first, you put on the gimbal. You see this red little button? This actually, you can push back, so you can slide the L bracket into it. Oops. So I understand, for my experience, the whole idea about making it work is make sure the center between the top to the bottom of the L bracket, the center is usually where you want to put the camera onto. So in this case, probably about here. You secure that first, you tilt upwards, and you balance this part first. So this is where you do all the balancing with the bracket. So if it's fall backwards, that means it's top heavy. You slide forward until it's not. If you're already in the max, that's okay. What we do is we can adjust this part of the bar, moving forward. Just to let you guys know, when you're going to do this moving forward and backward, you want to lift this side up a little bit so you have less friction to slide the gear. So this is front heavy. So slide back a little bit. Then you secure that for now. Then you're going to go back to the L bracket adjustment again, just to make sure. So now it's still top heavy. So I'll screw this one. Okay, so I'm all the way down. I'm going to explain about why this is going to be a problem. So it seems to be working here. Front heavy, slide back a little bit more until you stay there, and then you secure that. There you go. So obviously, you fall backwards and downwards, it's all right. What we're gonna do is attach this later. One way to compensate that is just attaching a counterweight like this. The counterweight can be attached either in front here or the back. There's also a section that you can attach on the L bracket. I usually put one in the back first to help balance it out. You can find this counterweight on Amazon or eBay or any online stores. The one I'm using here is from Gudsen back when they provided me the Air 1 gimbal. So I was told that they're going to be having this for sale again soon, so you check their website too. So now you can see that it's back heavy, which means that we need to slide this part forward until it stays. Do not worry, have some patience. If this is the first time you're doing this, it may take about half an hour. It took me about so. But once you get used to how to do this, it should be easy to do. All right, so we put it, we're facing upward again. You see when I forward from heavy, that means that this bar here, this one, this part here, you're going to readjust. So that means this bottom heavy, so which means you have to push this way using this part. If it doesn't move, it's good. Secure it. Now you have the tilt balance to a degree. Still a little bit off, so you just micro adjust that. You're not going to be able to do 100% just because the design of Blackmagic make it a little bit harder. There you go. So this is fairly decently balanced. The next thing you want to balance is the roll axis, which is the one in the back. So we're going to lock up the one at the bottom first so it doesn't move. We're going to unlock the one at the back. See, it's heavy this side. This side's heavy, so I'm going to push this all the way this direction. So now I'm all the way to the end of the bar and still heavy this side. So what I would do is adding another counterweight in the front area of the L bracket. Again, you can get the counterweight online. There's very different types. Some of them actually use a 1/4 inch screws. You should be able to attach it into the L bracket. So it's a little off still. You got two choices. You can add another one if you need to, which I happen to have 3. This seems to be the ideal number for it. I like to put it in front because you do have a real rod in front of it, so you have more leeway to attach anything else around. If you're having a half cage Blackmagic Pocket 4K half cage system, you do the similar process too. So right now you double check the balancing. It's still now it's bottom heavy. That means you have to put this. You're gonna have to push this thing, this part here, this way now. So you hold it up like this. You readjust until it stays. Secure it, and then do the one in the front. So this seems to be good now. There you go. That should be fine. And then you double check and get the one in the back, whether it's balanced. Yeah, it's gonna go back in the center, but it's all right. That should be decent. Finally, you'll check this one, which is the pan axis. The easiest way to do that is tilt to the side 45 degrees. If it doesn't move, it's actually pretty decent. So it moves a little bit to the left. So now it's a little bit more. There you go. So it doesn't move. Secure that. And here you go. You turn it on. You should be able to use it. And you can double check to make sure it's balanced by going to inception mode. What I usually do is I put it on the table, triple tap the right button on the wheel. Oops. And then I spin it. Because now you know it can spin, so you can actually hold it this way, it will spin. When this is spin 360 degrees, it usually means that all your axes are well balanced. All right, so we check the balance for which we actually turn it on and test it out. It works out really well. We can also go under slot mode. We also test it out as a 360 inception. If you can do inception mode in 360, that usually means all your axes are perfectly well balanced. So here you go. Double tap the front trigger to go back to normal. So what about attaching an iFocus M controller? Most of us want to be able to use the Cine lens or the loose lenses on the gimbal that you can actually do follow focus and then rack focus with the subject. So I'm going to show you how to attach this in addition. So the first thing we do is turn it off. We know for a fact this part is actually balanced, so we're going to lock it up for now. We're going to lock up the one in the back. We're going to worry about this part first. So we attach this into the rail. The way they designed this, I wish they have made it a little bit easier to move this around, so you can actually turn this way. Look at that, I can do it this way. I can only do this one way. Push it in. Oh, crap. It's not using the right. Too short. So I realized my rail is a little bit too short to reach to it. So what we're going to do is push this all the way to the back. All right, guys, I'm back. Earlier, I was doing the balancing with the lens cap on. That's actually a big mistake. You should actually never have the lens cap. So the processing of balancing is the same. Now I have the iFocus M attached to it. Unfortunately, this cage do not have enough holes closer to the edge of the front part of it, front end of the camera. So I'm actually using barely the end of the rod to touch it. You make sure it works. It doesn't roll anywhere. So once you have everything attached and ready to roll, you put it. You can here this way that you have right now. You can actually attach this on a Manfrotto tripod. You can actually have it on there and then take it back out and use it in the gimbals. Now, just to let you know, the iFocus M right now currently can only be used with the AirCross 2 and the Air 2. They are going to be creating new cables that you can actually power feed into the iFocus M. So that cable should be out probably next month. And the good thing about that would be you can attach this to an external power bank, and then you can use it on a tripod, and then you can just fairly simply slide it back here, adjust the balancing, and get it work. Of course, it doesn't want to work. So now you can see it's back heavy, which means that we have to slide this forward. So I unscrew this part and move this forward. All right, so after you readjust everything again, you double check the balancing for the tilt. I do have an issue here that I think is my my SSD card holder. I should have probably moved this forward a little bit so it doesn't hit in the back here. So there's something that you can adjust, or you can turn this around and face the opposite direction, facing horizontally speaking. But this is pretty decently balanced. Then we unlock the one in the back, which is the roll axis to see. Now it's this side heavy because now we do have an eye focus M there. Either you can unscrew that, or in my case, I'd rather just move the bar a little bit to the right. So now this is that done. You should lock this up. So you have fairly decent balance. It's a little bit better than before because of the eye focus cable. And then finally, you double check the one in the back, the bottom, and screw lock it. And if it doesn't work, move. You should be good. Then attach the cable. Yes, the cable will make the will add some extra weight, so you had to double check that again. Or you can put that cable first before you do anything else. Just double check everything always before you turn it on. So, seems to be front heavy a little bit, but not that bad. The roll is it's okay. It doesn't stay there, but it doesn't move back fast enough. So that means it's decent enough to be able to use it. And the pan axis is actually pretty decent. It's not moving. After all this is tested, and make sure everything's secure, make sure all the locking mechanism is unlocked. You turn it on, and you should have it working. Yep, you can go all the way on the slug because of my SD card. So we'll see when I can do the inception mode. Not SD card. Yep. So there's a lot of things you have to adjust to make it work. So if that doesn't work, unscrew this part of it and readjust this another way to make it work. So I readjust again. I actually moved the SSD card holder mount forward a little bit. So now I have more access in the back and front. Front will be hitting because the eye focus M, but should be pretty decent enough. So now turn it back on again. With this configuration, I should be able to do inception mode. I should be able to do it with no problem. So the bottom line is you're going to have to play around a little bit and try to make sure whatever you fit on your Blackmagic Pocket 4K be able to fit within the spacing available from the AirCross 2. Now, Gudsen also provide another type of rail system that you can actually attach under the L bracket, so like this, and that can eliminate a little bit of the weight, but also can make it easier for you to balance. Unfortunately, that means that you had to move around with the L bracket to another system. So if you use the AirCross switch system, this might be a way to go. So we're going to be raffling off 2 of those. So if you like this video and you like to subscribe to us and post some comment underneath it, then we will randomly choose 2 names to send them this for free. This is like $40 each. So I got about 10 of this here, so I can send out 2 for free for now. So hopefully you subscribe and ask any question you have. Talk to you then.